Hello, team members. Joseph Zabrowski, your sponsor. This is especially for you. I sent this out yesterday and it didn't have any audio. I'm sorry about that, so I'm redoing it today. A lot of people are not aware that Empower Network, the sale that they offered like 2 weeks ago, um, although that was a sale for a week for members of Empower, people who were already in Empower Network, but the thing that a lot of people don't realize is that any new members that come into your team, that same sale is available to them for 1 week. And that sale is for the first 3 days that they have joined, they can get all in for about $3,000. And if they decide not to do it in the first 3 days, they can get all in after the first 3 days for the last 4 days for about $4,000. Okay, so that's the first thing. Please be aware of that. That creates a really nice situation for you. I have a guy on my team, Ryan Maynard, who I think he's had like 3 or 4 all-in sales in the last week and a half or so, and it's because he's actually doing what I told him to do from the beginning, which was to call his new members and give them an overview and tell them about Empower and tell them he's been telling them about the all-in opportunity in the first week, and as a result, it has brought forth many sales. So I am encouraging you to do the same thing because it will build your team, and it'll put more money in your pocket. It'll put more money in my pocket as well. So the deal is okay. So that is the deal on that front. The other part of this is that okay, in both of these all-in bundles, the first all-in bundle for the first 3 days, there's an admin fee of $997. Your commission is $2,000, and that is of the $29.97. Now I'm going to explain this admin fee. All right, this admin fee is 2 parts. The first part is just a regular admin fee for administrative cost, merchant cost, and so forth. The other part is a point system. Now, they're going to take half of that admin fee and throw it into a points pool. And in this points pool, people who get a certain number of sales, thus points, will get a piece of that pool. And so what this basically does is it encourages performance. And it's kind of fun. It's kind of, this is one little segment of Empower Network's payment structure. And in this segment, it's kind of like a sport. You get to really play. It's like a game. And the people who produce the most get a bigger piece of the points pool. And those points eventually become money, okay? Now, for example, you can earn points by making the following: 1 point for a viral blogging system sell, 20 points for an all-in bundle sell, 1 point for event ticket sell, and so on down the line. Then you can get 300, if 300 points or more will share in 30% of the pool, 250 points or more will share in 20% of the pool, 200 points or more will share in 15% of the pool. Okay? And there's other percentages on down the line. So if you are an Empower Network, you've gotten this email. The email is marked Your Commission Breakdown. Please open it up and look at all the details. I'm just giving you an overview that this is in effect, and this leads me to the second part of this video, and that is to the importance of calling your new team members and welcoming them. And I'm going to go through a little bit, just a quick little breakdown of what you should be doing with your new members. All right. So whenever you get new members, you should be calling them to welcome them. You should also be sending them an email, which I have sent to you. Okay, in that email, I tell you to save that email, to file it, so that you can use it for your team. All right. So you call them, welcome them with a welcome email, and there's a lot of details in the email. And in your call, it's very important to get to know them. All right. This is just common sense. You find out who they are and what they're passionate about and what their personal assets are in terms of what they are good at. Okay, I'm not talking about financial personal assets. I'm talking about what they are good at. Okay, this will serve as a basis for creating a tailored strategy for them to be successful relative to passion blogging. A few minutes ago, I mentioned Ryan Maynard on my team, who's kind of killing it with these master sales and everything else, these all-in bundle sales. And the only change that he has made is that he's calling his people. which I told him to do at the very beginning, but he didn't do, and now he can see how much money he's lost because he wasn't taking care of his people, but now he is. All right, this is all about taking care of your team. Now, um, when you when you get to know who your team is, it not only is good for your business, but this is one of the beautiful things in this business is that you start building relationships. It's really nice to make a lot of money and everything, but it's also nice to have relationships. And I have found that it is really kind of fun and exciting to meet new people all the time. And this business is a means of doing that. You can meet new people on a regular basis, get to know them, and help them be successful. And that's very fulfilling and gratifying. So that is all based on you knowing who they are. There's a saying that says, "To know is to love." The more you know about a person, the more you can love them, and the more you can give to them and help them be successful. All right. So I always tell people I try to find out what they're good at, and then I try to create a strategy for them, a tailored strategy just for them. And usually, what that comes down to is getting them to blog about what they are good at, because whatever you are good at, you will be able to give other people value. And I encourage people to do this passion blogging where they create 2 or 3 broadcasts a week and position themselves as kind of like an expert, and they can give value to their YouTube subscription base 3 times a week and put that video on their Empower Network blog post, and it gives them love juice in Google. And then at the end of their talk, their passion blogging talk, they then tell people about their offer, and that's the transitional part of it. For example, I do political talks, and at the end of it, I might say something like, because we live in such a recessive economy, there's people flocking online, and I found a great way to make a great living online. This first business is for free, instant payday. The second business, you can make a strong 5-figure income, and both of the businesses work like a hand in a glove. And I have made some of my bigger sales early on when I have done that. And so I encourage my team to do the same. But in order to get them to that place, I have to find out what they are good at so that I can tailor a plan, for what they're good at, and get them to start thinking about how they can passion blog as well. Okay. Now the second part that you want to be talking to them about is give them an overview of Empower Network. Now if you go to the supplementaltrainingcenter.com, I have videos in there that will give people an overview. That's supplementaltrainingcenter.com, supplementaltrainingcenter.com. And there's an instant payday section and an empower section. And use these videos. Empower Network Review. That's a good overview, okay? I also have in here the genius of Empower Network, which I always try to share with my new team members. Look at this video and understand what it's about so that you can share it with other people when they first come into your team. All right. Now, so that's a good thing to do. Also, go through the various products and payment structures and explain the resources available to them. An example: some of the resources are because we're in the lineage of Jeff Buchanan. We all have the availability of the prosperity team. We are all on the prosperity team, and in the prosperity team, they have a very structured daily assignment system with webinars practically every day. They have all kinds of content in there that you can use in your daily marketing, and they have all kinds of training in there. So this is something they get for free when they join our Empower Network team, and not everybody in Empower has that. They also have our resource center that I just showed you, the Supplemental Training Center. They also have, free weekly webinars that we do, and they're free. Free lead generation through our tribe, free business, one of the bigger things is this free instant payday business, which is one of the greatest tools to get people into Empower Network, to get them all in. These are all free, and these are all assets, and you want to let your team know about all of these things so they can see the great opportunity that they're in, and it will inspire them to be successful. All right. Another thing that you want to talk about is explain to them the genius of Empower Network, which I already told you about. You can get that video in the Supplemental Training Center, and then give them a short-term plan of action. This is the last thing that you want to do. In example, what I'll often do is I'll say, a lot of my people get into Instant Payday and Empower Network, so I'll tell them, this is what I want you to do for the short term. Okay, I want you to go through the training in your Instant Payday back office and start using this free tool so that you can start bringing people not only into Instant Payday but into Empower Network. And So I'll get them, I'll tell them, I want you to produce one video a day according to how we teach it. You can do some classified ads if you'd like, but I'd also like you to do one blog per day, and I'd like you to do it correctly. And I will give them, a couple of videos that you can get from the Supplemental Training Center on how to blog correctly. They're right in here, so you can utilize that. It is blogging tips. No, it's actually SEO tips. No, it's this one. Excuse me. SEO tips. How to pay on-page optimize your Empower Network blog post. Step 1. Send them that video, and that gets them started and it gets them going in the right direction. All right. So I try not to overwhelm people. As I qualify the people and I find out who they are, if I find out that they're going to be doing this full time, then I will give them more to do. But most people are part time initially, so it's a good thing to give them, get them doing one blog per day so the search engines get to know who they are. Get them doing at least one video a day. And if they can do extra, that's great, but at least that much, okay? And that gets everybody on your team moving in the right direction, working, and bringing money into their pockets. And that's what it's all about here, and building relationships. And the deal is, if you help them get to where they have to go, you will get to where you have to go. That's just it's common sense in life. It just works. I've experienced it in my life, and other people have experienced it as well. It's just a law, a universal law. So these are the things, my friends, that you want to do. If you take this serious like a business, and I've just given you some of the pillars as to how to really take it serious, as how to work it as a business, and this is nothing that difficult. All you're doing is making a phone call to your new members, and you're basing it. Remember, you're basing it around this new payment structure. You let them know about this new payment structure. That's one of the things you talk to them about. Let them know that if they get all in right now, the price is, you can save $2,000. If they get it, if they wait 3 days, then you save $1,000. But at least let them know about that, and that opportunity will not be there again. So just do that in a matter-of-fact way, and then start talking to them about who they are. You might actually want to start talking to them about who they are, asking who they are first, and then get into this, because that's just more appropriate. You want to put the person first, all right? So that is it. Please use this and send it out to your team, my friends, because if everybody's on the same page and we're doing the same thing, it's going to bring more money into your pocket for your team members and everyone in your downline. All right? So that's it. Take care, and God bless.